What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Year 6 Seasons 2.0 has been a very hot topic on the Division's kind of social media and throughout comments between on my platforms, on people not liking it, very few people liking it, and altogether people just wanting a bit more information on what is going to happen and kind of what is the plan. Now, they have said that they are going to release a full kind of statement that explains everything. We've not seen that yet, but I was checking out a tweet from Skills earlier on, and he mentioned this interview that I've got up here on the screen now that you can see from Gaming Trend. Now, I've never seen this YouTube channel before. It's absolutely brand new to me, but Yannick and co do give away a little bit of extra information in this. So what I'll do is I'll let it play through, and then it's only about 20-30 seconds, the actual amount of interesting information. You can go back, I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to check out the full interview, but it doesn't tell us anything new. They're very much talking about new players and returning players in Year 6 and the current Kina storyline and things like that. And then they get to this very little, there's this tidbit here on Year 6. So I'll let it play out, and then I'll go back, we'll rewind it, and we'll discuss each bit.
And let's not forget that season 1 is just the first season of the 3 seasons for Year 6. Each season lasting somewhere around 4 months, with the consecrated recipe in manhunts, again, new gear, so events, seasonal events, all keeping our players in the game through the entire period of the season. And let's not forget that season 2 that will come this autumn will be a very, very interesting change, we hope, for our old and new players, the seasons 2.0 that will bring for the first time in the Division universe the seasonal character. And I'm gonna let Yannick fill in the blanks here of how things are to unravel in season 2.
Yeah, so thanks for the intro. Perfect. So for seasonal characters, so the idea with Seasons 2.0, which as Radu said, is going to come with the second season of Year 6, so not the one we're starting now, but the one that will come later. The whole idea is that we really want to create a unique experience with every new season, and that starts with having a new character. And it's really important for us to start from scratch with everybody, which is also a great opportunity for new people to join, because everybody starts from the same level, from level 1. So you're no longer, way behind other players. But this especially allows us to create a completely handcrafted experience in terms of balancing, in terms of mechanics, in terms of, we know where the players are, where they're going to be at what time in the progression. So we can create something that is really going to be truly unique and different with every new season. And yeah, that's going to start with season 2. So we're going to have a bunch of things. We're going to have new events, new gameplay modifiers, new gear, of course. So people that are used to the game will find it very, hopefully, refreshing and different, because the mechanics and the builds and all that are going to be very different from one season to the other. And again, new people will have an opportunity to come to the game because everybody starts from level 1, everybody starts from scratch. So every season is a new opportunity to join the game and start with everybody at the same time.
That's fat. Year 6 is mind-blowing.
All right, so that's pretty much all the details that he's going to give, but I find quite a few points of that very, very interesting. Now, in this video, I'm only going to cover what Yannick is talking about. I know there's a lot of discussion about being able to play the season on your main character, being able to experience the story and things like that. They've not covered any of that in this interview, so we're not going to cover that in this video at all. But let's just get back to the bit where we introduces Yannick to start talking about Seasons 2.0, which I think was around here.
Things are to unravel.
Oh, perfect.
Here we go.
So for seasonal characters, so the idea with Seasons 2.0, which as Radu said, is going to come with the second season of Year 6, so not the one we're starting now, but the one that will come later. The whole idea is that we really want to create a unique experience with every new season, and that starts with having a new character. And it's really important for us to start from scratch with everybody, which is also a great opportunity for new people to join, because everybody starts from the same level.
All right, so that's kind of the first. I see this more as a business decision. They essentially want the game much easier for newer players to pick up and play. A lot of us have been playing for 6 years now and are way ahead of anybody that would start the game today. If you look back and if you did start a fresh character today, or if you ever started a second Ubisoft account, there's a lot of things that you kind of forget about. Specializations, obviously we've got the new much bigger grinds, expertise, obviously your watch and things like that. So this is essentially probably a way to bring newer people in without the fear of that curve being so big. Rightfully or wrongfully, I know some people will disagree with that who've been playing for a long time, but that's obviously a business decision that they've made.
Level 1, so you're no longer, way behind other players.
Exactly, yeah, not far behind.
But this especially allows us to create a completely handcrafted experience in terms of balancing, in terms of mechanics, in terms of, we know where the players are, where they're going to be at what time in the progression. So we can create something that is really going to be truly unique and different with every new season.
All right, so I'm going to stop there and cover that bit as well. So obviously we know that one thing that has pained the Division 2 throughout its entire life is balancing, whether that be Gear 2.0 or just regular balancing throughout M1A balancing. There's been a few hotter topics throughout its 6-year lifespan. And I think we've got to the point now where balancing for PvE is kind of okay, but there is always a leading meta, e.g. strikers. And to kind of counterbalance that, they would either have to make strikers weaker or just bring in stuff that is more powerful or bring things up to that strikers kind of power. And you get to the point where the game becomes everything's as good as each other and it becomes dull. Now, I'm not saying rightfully or wrongfully that is the right way to do it. There is obviously other ways of doing it. I've been championing seasonal changes for a long time, not necessarily, seasonal characters, but perhaps making assault rifles more powerful one season, perhaps making pistols more powerful in a season, just to kind of change up the meta and kind of force you to use gear that you wouldn't usually change. But that's obviously, to my point of view here, is why they're doing this, because like Yannick says there, they can control exactly how the meta is going to play out for that season. And if it goes absolutely game breaking for a season, it doesn't matter. They've only got to put up with it for the length of that season, and then it will go away forever. They never have to bring that back. So that's my understanding of that. I guess, they're kind of happy with the current strikers meta, and that's probably not going to change too much for the rest of the game's lifespan. Just like Division 1, essentially. When we got classified, that became the end of that. That was that meta. So this feels a very similar way of trying to control that meta and still trying to keep the game fresh.
And yeah, that's going to start with Season 2. So we're going to have a bunch of things. We're going to have new events, new gameplay modifiers, new gear, of course.
All right, so just 3 things there right off the bat. So they're going to have new seasonal events. They don't necessarily say that if these are going to be just available for our seasonal character or not. But we've got new seasonal events, so not just the same global events. I would take that as is what he's saying there. And then he also said seasonal modifiers. Is that exactly what he said? Let's just roll back a few seconds.
Going to be truly unique and different with every new season.
Nope, why didn't it go back?
The whole idea is that we really want to create a unique experience with every new season, and that starts with having a new character.
That's not far enough back.
So the idea with Seasons 2.0, which as Radu said, is going to come with the second season of Year 6, so not
there we
the
go,
one
gone
that's
far enough
now,
back
the
now.
one that will come later. The whole idea is that we really want to create a unique experience with every new season, and that starts with having a new character. And it's really important for us to start from scratch with everybody, which is also a great opportunity for new people to join, because everybody starts from the same level, from level 1. So you're no longer, way behind other players. But this especially allows us to create a completely handcrafted experience in terms of balancing, in terms of mechanics, in terms of, we know where the players are, where they're going to be at what time in the progression. So we can create something that is really going to be truly
Is this Gaming Trends house, by the way?
New season. And yeah, that's going to start with Season 2. So we're going to have a bunch of things. We're going to have new events, new gameplay modifiers, new
gameplay modifiers, new seasonal events,
gear, of course.
and new gear. So gameplay modifiers. So I'm assuming that would be exclusive to the seasonal character, meaning that, for instance, we could be super powerful, I guess, in the way that we've seen in other seasonal games previously. So to me, I take that as it's not going to be just the same old grind as what we would get now from a 1 to 40. We do already know that they have mentioned previously that there will be accelerated progression. So not only accelerated progression, it does sound like they're going to make it feel different. He does mention that it should be exciting. Whether it is exciting or not, we'll have to wait and find out.
So people that are used to the game will find it very, hopefully, refreshing and different.
So yeah, people who are used to the game, like, you know, people who played it for a long time, they're hoping that we find it a new and good way to play, not the same old grind that's probably had people leave, you know, and come back just for the start of the season, do the story, do the season pass, and then leave again. I guess this is the way to try and keep people to stay because it feels fresh to play.
Because the mechanics and the builds and all that are going to be very different from one season to the other.
So there you go. Yeah, so mechanics and builds are going to be very different from one season to another. I guess that also includes very different to what we just play now as their normal characters.
And again, new people will have an opportunity to come to the game because everybody starts from level 1, everybody starts from
again,
scratch,
the new
so every
people
season is a
pushed.
new
So that seems like a,
join
it
the
seems like a
game
soft
and
relaunch
start
to
with
me.
everybody at the same time.
The new people.
Year 6 is mind blowing to me.
The new people into the game seems very, very important to them to obviously draw that revenue in for, you know, future projects, which obviously is Division 3. That's going to be it for this video. It's gone on way too long as it is, but there's a few extra details there for us. Not everything I know people are wanting, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please try and keep it to the discussion. I know a lot of people are angry right now, and I've had a lot of people very angry at me over on X over this whole seasonal debacle, but let me know what you think from what Yannick has said there. He does give a few extra things away that we didn't already know. And yeah, this is pretty wild that they've not advertised this interview. It seems like I would have missed this completely if Skills hadn't posted about it. So props to him. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.